In this one we're going to have a look at the remaining modifier, which is going to be the even items modifier. So even though we've just looked at three and we've decided we're going to have three different modifiers in our application, in reality if you're building something like this you could end up with like literally hundreds of these things which can all do different kinds of calculations and ways of reducing the price. But we've just stuck with three and I've sort of split it down so that the videos don't get too long. So this is the last one and this is the even items multiplier. So just behind the scenes I'm going to actually paste in the test and then just talk you through it, and then we'll work through the actual modifier itself together. Choose high definition for the best viewing experience, and if you'd like to join a growing group of software developers and take your skills to a new level, all you need to do is subscribe, click the little notification icon and welcome. So this is what I've come up with. The test runs pretty much the same as the others. This is the promotion. It's going to be buy one get one free, and so we'll be doing a multiplication by 0.5, but it's going to be only on even multiples. You'll see what I mean by that when we get to it. So if it's going to be buy one get one free, then your criteria, the only criteria I've come up with is that there must be a minimum quantity of 2, and so the type is going to be even items multiplier. We'll need an even items multiplier class, which we don't yet have, and then this is the modifier line, just the same as the other modifier lines that we have in there. So that's the action which is being performed, and then we're asserting that it should equal 300. So if we have 100 of these, let's actually go and type this out in the comments. So you can only get the buy one get one free on even multiples. What do I mean by that? It means that the 100, if there's 5 of them, will only apply to 4, and the 5th one you'd have to pay full price for. So 100 multiplied by 4, and then that will be multiplied by the adjustment, which is 0.5, and then that will be added onto the number of odd items, which of course will be just 1 multiplied by the full price, so 1 times 100. So 100 times 4 times 0.5 comes to 200, and then add that to 1 plus 100 for the item which can't be half price, and so you get a total of 300. So let's go and create that modifier, and so in filter modifier we need to create a new class called even items multiplier, and that will implement price modifier interface, and so we need to add the modify method. And so the first check here, we'll check the criteria, and so if quantity is less than 2, then we just need to return price times by quantity. Next we need to figure out this part here. So what is our highest even number? In order to do that, first off I'm going to check if there is an odd item, and I can do this by saying odd count equals, and we'll say quantity, and then we can use modulo 2, and so this will either be 0 or 1. And so I'll just drop a comment in at the top here, get the odd item if there is one, and then using that it should be quite easy to get the even count, because the even count will be the quantity minus the odd count. So here we're going to deduct either 0 or 1, because that is what the odd count is. So if it's already an even number, or if quantity modulus 2 is already an even number, then would be deducting 0, because in this case odd count will be 0, but if there is a remainder it can only be 1, and so here we would be deducting that 1 in order to give us the even count. So what we're doing here is we're just counting how many even items there are. And so going back to that formula which we came up with here, basically what we're doing there is this. We're saying even count multiplied by price multiplied by the adjustment plus the odd count multiplied by the price. And so let's return that. And so that should give us 300. Let's return back to our test and run it. First off, we need to make sure that we are pulling in this even items multiplier. So that, if we go to the top of our file here, that is coming from app, filter, modifier, even items multiplier. Vendor bin PHP unit, tests unit, price modifiers test. And we get 3 tests, 3 assertions. Perfect. So if I set this adjustment to something completely different, then this time we should see a failing test. And indeed we do see a failing test. So let's take this one step further just to show, to demonstrate really why I decided to do this like this, because you might see some developers that will get something like this. Your mission is to create a modifier for buy one get one free, and that is all that it will do. They'll just come up with a modifier which can only work as buy one get one free. But I decided to go down this route of having this particular multiplication logic and filtering out the odd count, because it gives you that flexibility to be able to do other things such as buy one get one half price. So again, if you fancy that challenge, if you want to have a go at this before me, create yourself a new test. It'll be hitting the exact same modifier. Just figure out what you need to do to make this return buy one get one half price. You might be surprised at just how easy and just how little you need to change. So I'll go and have a go at that now. What I shall do is I'll just copy this test. Now we need to give it a different name, so we'll say correctly calculates buy one get one half price. So in fact I decided to call it something else because that other name was a bit too long. So even items multiplier correctly calculates alternatives. I've changed the name here to buy one get one half price. Before I change anything else, let's just go and figure out what the maths should be. So according to my maths, I think we should get 300 plus the 100. So these will be the ones that fall into the buy one get one half price, and then because we have 5 items, then we should have the 1 item at full price, and so we should get a total of 400. In order to get to that, the only thing we actually need to do is just change the adjustment to 0.75, and so there you can see just how flexible this is. You literally just change the adjustment and you can do all kinds of different offers. So let's actually go and run this now. And so now we get 4 tests, 4 assertions. And so that completes the work that we're going to do on our modifiers. What we need to do now is actually go back to our lowest price filter, and this is the line that we've been using in our tests. Modify price equals price modifier, modify, and then we're passing in these arguments. But we hadn't established where we're going to get this price modifier. How is it going to find its way in here? How are we going to select the correct price modifier for each kind of promotion? And so what we need to do is we need to come up with some kind of factory which is going to generate us our price modifier, and that's what we're going to work on next. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like YouTube to show you more of my content, all you need to do is subscribe and click the notification icon. And also, if you're interested in my full-length courses, then make sure you check out my site at garyclarke.tech. I'll leave a link on the screen and in the description.